Hey guys, welcome back to GrindWise and Happy New Year. Today's going to be a fun conversation because I know, and you know, Brent, that people coming into the new year are thinking, what's my resolution, right?
100%.
Okay, so if you're business, you're thinking what?
Well, as a business owner, I'm thinking I'm going to hit the gym for the next 2 weeks.
And I'm thinking I'm going to stay out of the gym for the next 2 weeks because I'm not going to be able to get on any equipment because you guys are there.
Well, honestly, I was thinking about this last night as the countdown was happening, looking on Facebook, seeing people post things about how great the year was, how bad the year was, how glad they were excited it was over, but ready for the next chapter. And I had to reflect and think, last year was a pretty good year for us.
Right.
But what are we going to do to make our business grow this year? What are we going to do? What are we going to be able to, maximize our profits and grow the company?
So profits, I guess that's the key word, right? Because we're in business. Why? We want to make money.
You know what I always tell people? Why are you in business? You're in business to grow it, to scale it, and to sell it and retire later.
Amen. Amen. So if you're a business out there that's doing $1 million or less, like the 33.2 million businesses out there in the United States right now, you got to be thinking, how do I get above that number from last year, right?
Yeah. Well, is that an actual exact number?
Well, it could be 33 million.21. I don't know. It's going to be close, right? But if you look it up, if you Google it, like I frequently do to my kids when they tell me whoppers of a story, I just pull out Google. It's the greatest tool a parent ever had, I think, honestly. But if you look it up and you're like, well, how many businesses in the United States right now are doing $1 million or less? And the number that comes up is 33.2 million. So that's a lot of businesses with probably New Year's resolutions.
100%.
So what do we do here at GrindWise?
We're going to find solutions for them to help them grow their company, to help them put more money in their pocket at the end of the day, and hopefully do the same thing we want to do, which is that grow, scale, and sell.
Well, today on GrindWise, we're going to be talking with somebody from a company called Profit Turing that's figured out how to use the sizzle of AI and couple that with business coaching and literally show any business out there, as they put it, show them how to triple their profits, double their revenue without spending $1 more on marketing or advertising.
Wow. I hear that all the time. This new word, AI, or I guess that's 2 letters, right? But I also was at an event back in February last year. A guy said, if you aren't using AI in your business, you're going to get left behind.
I heard it taken one step farther. Guy Walter O'Brien, they say he's like the 6th smartest person in the world, higher IQ than Einstein. He said, at some point in business, AI is either going to tell you what to do or you're going to tell AI what to do.
I believe that 100%.
What side do you want to be on?
Right. I've heard you say that statement before about AI telling you what to do or you tell AI what to do. So anytime somebody calls me and says, my kid's going to go to college, what should they do? They want to own a business. I tell them, go to school to teach AI how to do something.
I'll take it one step further. I mean, it gets really scary. Prior to the Industrial Revolution, there was, millions upon millions of horses in Europe. They're beasts of burden, right? They pulled things through pulleys. They lifted stuff up. Horses did all the work. Post-Industrial Revolution, right? Now we've got machines and stuff like that. Would you believe that the horses have diminished by 90% over there, and the ones that are left are just breed stock or pets?
It doesn't surprise me at all.
So what does that say about business? That's where it gets kind of scary to me, because they're saying AI is the next industrial revolution.
Yep, I agree. I would say that's probably accurate. In fact, it's funny because those pets might become our transportation again.
Yeah, well, let's hope everything goes good. So what we're going to talk about today here on GrindWise is how you can leverage AI within your business using some of the things that some people a lot smarter than us have come up with as ways for people to triple their profits, double their revenue, and just change the whole schematic of how they do business and actually forecast where they're going to go in the year 2025.
Yeah, that's the main thing is you got to know where your company's going at all times, and if you have something out there that helps you get your company that next level, and you don't take advantage of it, you're not going to make it past it.
So here's the problem: if I'm a roofer, a plumber, an electrician, a mason, maybe I'm an OEM, a dentist, it doesn't matter what the situation is. I'm thinking to myself right now, what the heck am I going to do? How am I going to find the time to learn AI? College is way in the past, right? I'm trying to build out my nest egg. I'm trying to retire. So how can I utilize that within my business? And I would proxy to you. You got to find somebody who's already really really good at it, and let them show you how.
Yep. I talk to a lot of business owners every day, and I had one probably about 3 months ago. He said, I've been building my business for the past 10 years and we're successful.
Mm-hmm.
But last year I realized there's a lot of things I don't know and I have to hire people to help me do them. And I was like, that is probably one of the most powerful statements and a humble statement from a business owner that's successful.
Well, you have to change, right?
Yep.
And here's the problem. Just like the horses, you're going to get left behind if you're not doing something proactively to change the flow of your business. Because let's be honest about it. If you're a roofer today or a framer or any type of carpentry trades or anything, it really doesn't matter what it is. You've got a lot of competition.
Absolutely.
Right. The guy down the road's doing what you do. The guy up the road's doing what you do. The guy outside the roads is doing what you do. And they're either doing it for less, doing it for better, or doing it differently. How do you go into 2025 and do things different and leverage the advancements in technology to your benefit?
That's that I bet our listeners would love to hear how that's even possible.
All right. Well, I've got good news for everybody today because we have a guest on the show today that's utilizing AI in a way that, frankly, I've never seen. And again, the people that watch this podcast, they know Brent and I have been doing this for collectively 60 years, building businesses, and we've done it kind of the same way. I don't think the recipe changes a lot. Brent, when it comes to making $1 million, it's kind of like baking a loaf of bread. You're going to change maybe that pinch of salt to a punch of salt, right? And you're going to do it a little bit different. But nowadays, you got to do things really, really different. You either tag on to people that are doing it better than you and learn from. I like the humility of what you're saying in that story there. That makes a lot of sense. But I've invited somebody over to this today. You're aware of it, but her name's Brittany Winter. She is a master coach as it relates to business, but she's doing things a little different through a company called Profit Turing, where they're utilizing and harnessing the power of AI, all the historical data and records of hundreds, if not thousands, of business coaches worldwide to change the flow of what people are doing today.
That's amazing. So what is it? What is Profit Turing doing to help the business owner?
Well, as I understand, and Brittany's going to tell us a little more, but this is how I understood it, and this is why I thought this would be really good for everybody that's watching today to maybe take advantage of this. Is when you couple AI and you utilize the tools, you've got an edge, an advantage that nobody else has. And what they did with Prof Training, and maybe I should let Brittany do it, but I kind of get excited. I am. I get excited about this stuff, and I'm trying to stay on the leading edge. But the way I understand it is the people who created this software, they took all of the data, all the metrics, all the KPIs, all the implementations, the strategies, the questions, all of the results from 500 plus business coaches worldwide that have dealt with just about every single niche and industry we could possibly think of, whether you're a nail tech, an accountant, a dentist, a doctor, a lawyer, whatever it is, they've already done it. And they fed it into a large language model and then backed it by a powerful AI engine. So when you're talking to these people, Brittany, these master coaches at Profit Turing, they can literally tell you what the most positive outcome will be based on the strategies that have already been implemented in businesses similar to yours. So you get that edge.
So you're telling me a small mom and pop electrician company could operate off of data that was obtained by these coaches through 20, 30 years, and they could operate like a major corporation.
It's even cooler than that. So when I talked to her prior to inviting her over on the show, she said there's over 497 weighted algorithmic sequences already within this software. But because everything's put into a large language model, every day that they put new data in, it changes and increases the algorithmic sequences. So what might have been relevant in the 80s certainly isn't relevant today, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But when new information goes in, the relevancy changes, right? Now we know what happened 6 months ago versus 6 years ago and what was successful. So when it comes to picking and choosing the right strategies that have already worked, it's right there at their fingertips.
Well, that's actually amazing because you always what happens as if you're a business owner and you're like somebody 5 years ago did something so successful in my industry and you read their book and that's 5 years old.
Right. Yeah. If you're not and every single week, right? You and I see it. We're always out there trying to figure out how to change that grind to smart decisions. So we're seeing it every single week. These advancements and stuff like that. You can't even keep up with it. But you know what? Let's do this. Let's invite Brittany in here. Let's have a conversation with her. You and I will hit her with the hard hitting questions, and we'll see if it makes sense for the people that are watching it. Maybe they want to take advantage of it too.
All right, sounds good. Let's do it.
So, Brittany, are you with us today?
I'm here, Earl.
Hey, Brittany, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
Well, you're on here with Brent and I, and we want to have kind of a hard-hitting discussion with you today about this company, Profit Turing, and what you guys are able to do for businesses that, frankly, I've never heard of it. Look, when you tell someone, I can triple your profits and double your revenue without spending $1 more on marketing and advertising, the first thing that flies to my mind, probably Brent's, is, horse bucking.
Well, think about this, Earl. Every business coach, right? They're out there and they have an experience in maybe it's marketing or finance, or they've been really successful with business, or they failed, right? They focus on a couple of strategies that will have an impact on the business owner. Now, You're looking at me, I'm not 90 years old, right? I can't tell you I've been in business for 70 years. But what I can tell you is if AI can direct me on these strategies, then I can help the business owner implement and be their accountability partner. The impact is compounding.
Okay.
So instead of just me focusing on one or two strategies, I originally focused on the 12 that AI is telling me to do with the information that it already has.
Okay, so this sounds cool. Brent and I are sitting here going, all right, sounds good. If we're listening to this, let's get, do you mind if we put it to the test?
Absolutely.
All right.
My favorite thing to do.
How about if Brent and I are a business or something like that? Let's pretend that we're watching the show right now and we decide to call Brittany and we're like, Brittany, can you help me? How is that cool? You want to do it that way?
Perfect.
All right. So let's see. What do we want to be? Like carpenters, let's be home renovation.
All right. What kind of home renovation?
Let's do.
You're not very good with power tools. I've seen it.
That's not true. That's not true.
Well, he should be working on the business, not in the business.
See? Okay. So we're home renovators. Let's say we do fine home renovation, right? We do nice, cool trim where we do remodels, make things look
How much
better.
are you paying me?
It always goes to the pay, Brent. It always goes to the pay. Does that work for you, Brittany?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what are we doing in revenue?
Revenue, we're not a big business, so let's say we're
a year old. Let's say 700,000.
700. I feel like I'm worth more than that, Brent. We're gonna go 750,000.
All right.
Beautiful.
What else do you want to know?
I need to know gross profit margin currently, and what we're doing here is we're creating a baseline.
Okay. So gross profit, we're probably not in business if we're not at least making 40%. Does that sound fair?
That's fair. Yeah,
all right, we're doing 40%. 40% gross profit.
How about net?
I'm expensive, remember?
I understand that. And what do we want to do there? 20%?
Yeah, that sounds all right.
So we got some expenses. Stuff like that. How about 20%, Brittany? Does that work?
Perfect.
I think that sounds pretty reasonable. That's probably what most people are doing, people we talk to and we hear from. Yeah, we'll go 40% gross, 20% net.
Awesome. So industry average on remodeling is about 38%. So this hypothetical company here is doing a little bit better.
Yes,
and the industry average net is 17%. So
we're rocking.
Yeah, we're doing good. Okay. But we're pretty close. So we're not like going crazy with the numbers at this point. This is realistic.
Correct.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you quickly. So this is going to be your base, right? So it seems like this hypothetical company is making 150K in profit right now. Revenue, again, 750. And a very ballpark range valuation is putting you guys at 425K, right? If you had done a valuation on the company, I would input that information, but typically people haven't done that yet, right? So
all right.
I'm going to stop sharing here, but that's our baseline, right? And as we start to walk through these strategies, we'll see these numbers and these bar graphs change to what you can be if you implement these strategies. I always like to talk about first, what are your company's biggest pain points? And it can just be the top three.
Brent's my biggest pain point.
So Brent, we got to
So.
get rid of him. Okay.
Your profit just went way up.
So what is our pain point?
I would say
showing up,
it's
payroll.
when I talk to people that are contractors like that, it's rising cost of goods,
Oh yeah. Okay.
people not paying on time,
Yeah.
and then employment, employees showing up and expecting high pay.
All right, let's go with that.
I've already put
Did you
that
hear all
in
that?
because that is every
Oh.
single tradesman's issues right now.
Okay.
See, I told you I talk to tradesmen every day.
So do we need to take a break at this point, Brittany, so you can get it all figured out and factored out,
And
then
call
we
us
come
in
back
like 4 hours or something. How long does this take you?
Nope, this just takes a couple of minutes. So the first thing, based on those pain points, but the first thing I always say is, let's look at a strategy that's going to impact your bottom line and not take a lot of effort. Right? So
Sounds good to me.
in the trades world, it's typically increased prices. And every business owner looks at me and says, whoa, 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 I have competitive
For sure.
price points. I can't afford that, right? I'm going to lose too many people. But I always tell
100%.
them, inflation's happening. Your cost of goods is increasing. You have to raise your prices if you want to maintain good profits, right? So I ask about their pricing strategy, and it's always the same story. I shop around, or I know I'm doing accurate quotes, and that's when I put a note in there that maybe we should look at some software systems that might compare pricing for them and save them some money in the long run. If they don't,
Well,
already
it's
do
sounding
that.
expensive. This is sounding expensive already. I'm getting a little nervous.
Yeah, but we're going to find the money that's going to get pushed
Okay.
down to your
Oh.
bottom line. That's going to pay for these things. That's going to help you, right? Increase your business.
Okay.
So, and again, it's very personalized to the business owner and what they're trying to do. Are they trying to just grow the valuation of their company so they can exit? Or are they trying to grow to purchase lateral companies that are going to complement what they're currently doing? Or are they just trying to grow it to sell it to their kid, right? It's all very personalized. And these strategies are going to reflect that, right? So I always say to people, what was your inflation last year for your cost of goods? Now, in this
So
industry,
what was it?
go ahead, give me a ballpark.
No, I was thinking prices went through the roof. I mean, it was nuts. Gas went up, milk went up. I bet we're this hypothetical here. What are we? 12%, 15%?
Well, if just so you know, majority of business owners that I talk to on a daily basis don't know that number.
I know, but I'm thinking about milk, right?
Yeah,
Because I used to be able to buy for
right,
$2.30
right.
a gallon. It
you
went
know,
up to $3 something a gallon. It's,
2x4 used to be a couple bucks. Now it's $7.
Right. I'm still thinking about milk. God, I love milk. Anyway.
You're telling
All right,
me I
so-
got 3 kids.
All right. So you're talking to us. We're trying to figure this out. Show us the money, Brittany. What do we got to do? What do you want to know from us?
Okay, so let's say your cost of goods has gone up 14%, right? Historically, your pricing should go up 14%, but let's cut that number in half. Let's be very conservative, because I know that that's a scary number
Okay.
for people. If you were to increase
Well, it's
your
a
prices,
competitive world.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's just a competitive world. Brent and I are out here doing bids. We got competitors. So yeah. Okay, let's cut it in half. Sounds
So
good.
let's cut it in half at 7%. That gives you an increase to your bottom line of $52,500 without doing any work, right? You would have to increase your revenue by 35% to maintain that same profit. And that to me is a very powerful number. Let's say, how many customers does this company have? How many clients?
Well, I guess at any given time we have 5 crews running around. So we got 5 running. Most projects are a month. So we got about 60 customers we work with a year.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So how many of those 60 customers, how many do you think would not leverage your service or not sign a contract if those prices were increased?
Oh man. Because like competitive, I mean, we do good work, right? So what do you think? We would have lost 10, 15 of them?
Yeah,
We would've
probably. It'd probably be somewhere around
got? Yeah.
maybe 10%. So
10%. Well, that'd be six.
I mean, I think that's
let's put it to the test though.
20, let's do 20%.
She's here. Let's go 20%. Let's say 12. We lost
Yep.
12 customers.
Well, first of
Yeah.
all, if you increase your prices by 7%, you could lose 16 customers and still maintain the same net profits. And oh, by the way, Erle, those 16 clients that you're going to leave are probably your nitpicky ones that are going to change everything that they want last minute or have you redo something, which is going to prolong your sales cycle. Now you just opened up.
Wait a second. Back up. we're going to stop you here because you just said something that's nuts. We told you, we said, maybe we lose 20% of our customers. So if we have 60, that's 12 customers. You're telling me I could lose more than that, increasing my price to 7%, and I'm still not hurting my business.
Correct.
Okay, I just want to make sure we were clear. Go ahead.
Now, the other thing I like to mention at this moment is these strategies are compounding. Let's say you did lose those 16 clients. What are you saving now on? Cost of goods?
Labor.
Time is money.
Yeah.
Now you can start increasing your marketing to the target markets that are going to benefit your business. And so you can see how this can be compounding. It's going to lead to more leads, more closes, more upsells, things of that nature. Right. So just with that, and this is not going to change our revenue, right? Just by increasing our prices. I'm sorry, it's not going to increase our valuation of the company. But let me just show you what that effect has. Again, this is a very conservative number. We were saying inflation went up 14%. We were also saying that we're going to lose 16 customers, right? These are very conservative numbers.
There's a couple of customers I wouldn't mind losing.
Well, that's what she was saying. She's like, the customers that we lose probably aren't customers we want to keep anyway. Oh, here it is. What are we looking at here?
So these are the strategies I walk through with the business owners. And as we go through them, we're going to see these numbers increase, right? But just by implementing one strategy, we added 52.5 to our profit, and we increased our revenue by 52.5 as well. It doesn't do anything to the valuation.
Just on one.
And that's just one out of the 12 strategies that we walk through.
Oh, so you only do 12 strategies. Okay.
Well, we do the most impactful in the beginning. When a business owner gets through that and sees the results we're giving them, they're going to want to walk through the other 40 that we have.
Why? I guess the first thing that's coming to my mind, because we're sitting here thinking, let's just increase our prices. But hey, thanks, Brittany. Appreciate that. How did you win in this situation? You just told me that, and I'm excited. But
well, that's one of 12. How much more dollars can we save you? How much more can we implement?
I want to find some more of this money because I'm thinking, the casino's just right up the road.
Ah, the casino. It always goes back to the casino. So, number one, Brittany, did you just tell me that for free?
Absolutely.
Really?
We're going to walk through another strategy.
How much are you?
And if I can find you, I don't know, $100,000 going to your bottom line, do you think that you would want to look at the other 10 strategies?
Yeah. All right. We're intrigued.
I'm going to ask for a raise, just so you know.
I'm thinking about starting a for real renovation business or restoration or remodel business.
Well, and that's exactly what you can do with that bottom line dollar amount, right? The next strategy that I typically go through with tradesmen is cutting costs. You have inventory that I know you don't need. You have services that you're paying for that you don't even know of, right? You have vendors and places and people that you're working with that could definitely lower their prices. And every business owner knows that they need to do this, but no one wants to get on the phone with Verizon and say, I'm going to go to AT&T unless you cut down on my bill, right? But
okay, hold on. I gotta stop you, Brittany. Now you're talking crazy because you just told us to increase our prices, and you're saying I need to call vendors and tell them to decrease their prices. How does this even make sense?
Works.
I like that because, that's what we go to Lowe's and buy 2x4s. You can negotiate with Walmart when you get to the checkout line. People don't know that. It's crazy. So why can't you negotiate with your suppliers? It's money in your pocket. And guess what? Yeah. I promise you one thing, the suppliers are keeping up with inflation, so they do have a little bit of room.
Well, I guess the answer is always no unless you ask.
That's right.
All right, Brittany. Sorry about that. This is what happens on GrindWise because we're gonna put it all into the test.
I love it.
We're gonna ask you the things they're thinking. Go ahead.
So historically speaking, and again, AI is pulling this data from 25 years of experience on what they do for businesses. And as I work with businesses, I have to go in and update this information so it's accurate, right? On average, in the trades world, we can find about 7% with cutting costs. Does that seem legitimate to you?
That seems low to me, but all right.
So I usually say to people, let's be conservative. Let's say that we're going to find 5% in savings.
Okay.
Let's see what that does for your business.
I'm liking where this is going.
I am too, but I'm like,
Why don't we start a renovation company tomorrow?
well, I mean, it's all fine, well, and good to say it, but I mean, there's kind of a how the heck do we do it scenario that we're going to ask her here in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
So in the beginning, we're going to walk through, I'm going to learn the sales cycle of your business and get into it, right? And that's the free part, right? Then we're lowballing these numbers based on, again, what AI is telling me to see what impacts we can have on your business. Now, I'm not going to give you the strategies right away. I'm not going to give you the secret sauce, or else I can't feed my kids.
See?
But I am going to show you
There
if we are very conservative on all of these impacts, the dollar amount that's going to change your business, right? The impact that it's going to have on your revenue, bottom line, and valuation of your company. So if we were to have a 5% impact, that is an impact of $22,500 to your business. Significant.
That's just getting vendors to lower their prices 5%?
Correct.
Or because we were talking 7. So you said 5%, we end up saving 5% on our cost of goods, and that could be not spending money on burritos or whatever the heck extra we're buying, or bigger boxes of nails. I don't know the recipe. 5%. Okay.
And then we walk into another strategy, let's say bundling, right? You just mentioned that, buy bigger boxes of nails. Is there materials that all of your clients are picking and choosing, and can you get them cheaper if you buy them in bulk? Now, we just removed a ton of your inventory on the cutting cost side. Now we have room to actually be smart about what we're purchasing and have it on hand. We don't have then, which also decreases the sales cycle because we don't have to wait for things to come in order to install them. Does that make sense?
Why don't I just hire you to work for our business? Because clearly you're thinking we're good at what we do, right, in this business, but why don't we just hire you to come work for us?
Well, Earl, there's a couple different things. I don't take up a lot of the business owner's time. I'm going to do some research on my end for them, but you couldn't afford me because I have too many people I have to help.
She sounds just like me.
Yeah. Okay, I don't need another Brent. Okay, so if I'm a business owner, you're talking, this is smart, right? This is you talked about 3 things out of 12. How many these to me sound like key performance indicators if we're looking at a business just as a standard thing. These are KPIs, right? That's what these
Absolutely.
are. Okay, how many KPIs do you work with? I mean, how many do you deal with this AI thing?
Up to 52. But for like a coach or an IT company that doesn't have a lot of expenses, cutting costs probably doesn't make sense for them. So we're not going to waste our time with it. But for a trades company, heck yeah, it makes a lot of sense. We're going to dive into that first because it's going to be automatic savings.
I kind of get the feel of where this is going. So you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds to me like what you're saying is you're going to tell people this stuff for free.
I'm going to show them the impact that each strategy can have on their business on a conservative level and make them decide if they would like me to help them implement these strategies. Right now, when we went into cutting costs, I didn't tell you to call Verizon, but I told you on a conservative level how much it would impact your bottom line, which a lot of people don't realize. That $52,000 might be a motivator for you to actually go out and call Verizon.
Right. Okay.
I'd call Verizon. I'll call Verizon right now. And I don't even have Verizon.
I wish you would call Verizon. There's just too much money going out to Verizon at this point. Nothing against you, Verizon. We love you. But, okay. So how do you make money? I mean, I'm trying to figure out. At some point, you got to be trading your time for dollars. That's what we all do in business. So how do you make money?
Yeah, so this is the way that it works. I show them the offer that they can't refuse. If I'm showing a business owner that they can put $100,000 to their bottom line by not increasing their marketing or anything, and I'm going to teach them how to do those strategies. Now, in that first session, we're going through and we're finding those dollar amounts. Now what AI is doing in my software is it's prioritizing between most work and best impact, which is why increased prices would probably be chosen first. If they want to walk through the next 9 strategies with me and get a report, they're going to pay me some money. If they want,
so this part's free.
The beginning.
This part's free. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay.
100%.
So
I want to throw something out there. I want to know how our viewers can get a hold of Brittany.
Yeah, Brittany. How do they get a hold of you?
You have my people talk to your people. No, call me directly. Call me directly.
Stop it. So what? Your VA answers, or a robot, or what?
Nope, I'll answer. Goes directly to my cell phone.
Well, you're being recorded right now. What's your number?
901-668-8224.
One more time.
901-668-8224.
And that's how you get a phone number, you guys. Write that down.
It's actually the rejection hotline.
So really, so you'll answer the call. I mean, a lot of people watch GrindWise, just so you know, business owners that absolutely should be taking a look at what they're going to do this year to increase things. Where are we sitting right now with our imaginary business that we're talking to you about? Have we made any money? Are Brent and I getting richer?
Yep, total profit. Let me share my screen. Hold on. So we're looking here. Total profit impact 82,500, and a percentage of 55%. Now, this I like to note this here. If we look at these percentage impacts, we got 20% on cutting costs and 7% on increased pricing, right? 20 plus 7 equals what, Earl?
27.
How did we get to 55?
That's a really good question. I got to get do you have your abacus?
I don't know.
So go back down to compounding, because increasing your prices is going to help you leverage cutting costs. Cutting costs is going to somehow impact with increased pricing. And again, I didn't make up this software. There's over 500 million algorithms that go into this that give me the number of 55%. And as we go through the rest of the strategies, and think about, I like to tell business owners this, think about this. Your drip campaign is going to increase your digital marketing. Your digital marketing is going to increase your leads. Your leads are going to lead to more closing. Right? So all of these.
And you know how to do all this stuff.
Yes. How I implement the strategies? No, I can't do the math for the algorithms. That's going to be AI driven based on the data that's happened historically over the last 20, 30 years.
Right. No, I get that. But if I'm sitting here watching this, Brittany, all due respect, I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I'm busy doing my business. I don't have a ton of time. I mean, I could find a little bit of time if I can make some more money, but do you know how to direct me or to make this all happen? How does that happen? What happens there? I mean, these are just words until I've got something tangible, I guess.
So after I walk through those strategies, again, AI is going to prioritize them and tell you how many weeks each one's going to take. Then it generates a report that, a business owner can have, and it will collect dust on their desk, or they can work with me and I sit down with them from week to week and we dive deep into each individual strategy. And then they get their homework, which is not going to be read 87 books and do all of this work. It's, depending on what we agree on my involvement with them, then maybe I'm doing target market research for them. Maybe I'm shopping around pricing for them. I'm telling them where they should price point things at. When it comes to like the market dominating, oftentimes businesses have, teams of people that work with them. So maybe I'm working with their marketing team to implement these strategies. So it's all based on the business owner's needs, how much time they have to actually implement these strategies. But historically, when I'm talking to these business owners, if I can find them hundreds of thousands of dollars, they're willing to put in an hour a week, an hour every 2 weeks.
Okay. So how many did we just go through just now? Did we go through 2 or 3? How many strategies? 2? You found $85,000.
No, 82.
And that was
82.5.
Oh, 82. See, I was getting hopeful. I was getting excited. But you said earlier, I'm pretty sure you said there's 12 that you start with.
Correct.
And we were at, what was it, 7% on that one?
Yep.
Because we went down, we cut that. What would happen, just for the sake of argument, just for fun, what would happen to my business if you did all 12 and it was not even that much? Let's say not half. That'd be crazy, right? Half of that. What if it was like 3% or 4% on all 12 if we spent the time? Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
Is that even doable?
Yeah. Hold on.
Now I'm getting excited.
I'm ready to go to the casino.
You and the casino.
I love the casino.
I'm going to go buy more.
If the business owner takes all these savings and goes to the casino, I might not be able to help them.
That's a good point.
Well, we need to figure in, is there a step in there that talks to us about strategies at the casino?
Oh my gosh. You're killing me today.
I love that. Strategies at the casino.
We'll find another guest for strategies at casino. This is about business.
Okay.
This is about our people that are watching this.
Well, we need to have a meeting for business owners about going to the casino.
Oh my gosh. Okay. What are we finding out? I'm kind of excited, honestly.
Just 3% across the board.
So we're going less, 3%.
So what did you say, 4?
Well, I was getting hopeful, but we started at 7%. I just I like to be, we're here to put the pressure on you. So I'm just curious where the business ends up. This is 12. You said there's 52. What?
So right here, 750, 40, 20 for profit margins, 3% across the board. You're looking at an impact of 147, almost $148,000 and a 98%. So you're going from.
So I must be doing a lot more in business then, right? Then have a lot more customers.
Well, let's see. Not only, you're going to increase your prices, right? That's a good impact. Cutting your costs is a great impact. That's not more time. Bundling, that's huge. We
that was the nails. Yeah.
Right. Additional products and services. Hey, maybe you take a before and after photo and you take a picture of a room that you're remodeling after it and you run it through a software system that shows the client what that could look like. Well, now you have a repeat client that you didn't even have to market to.
I would have no idea how to do that. Would you know how to direct me on to do that, or what software to get?
Absolutely. So we also have a team of coaches,
Cool.
that have resources. So one of the great things about working with us is that you're not just walking through these 12 strategies and getting these amazing results here. You are also getting our network of people that are experts in these fields.
Wow. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of.
Now you have the money to do it.
So you must take 90% of this money, and then I get a little bit.
But we don't do that, right? We do. We have different ways we can work with people.
She's going to the casino.
Right. We have different ways that we can work with people. If they want to do a revenue share, that's great. I can show them the graphs of the differences between, let's say, a monthly fee versus a revenue share at the end of the year. And historically speaking, people say, yeah, we'll just do monthly.
Yeah. So, but this cost me how much to have you show me all this? I mean, you're doing it for me because you're on the show right now, but if I'm a normal person and I just, called you up and you showed me all this, what would that have costed me?
Nothing. This exact same session for free. That's what we offer people. Because what we want to show them is the areas that would be most impactful based on their story and what they're trying to do and what their business is. That's where you need the human to come in and help. Right? AI can do all these algorithms and whatnot, but AI is not going to say, okay, your hopes, goals, and dreams are X, Y, and Z. This is where you need to start.
So you're kind of like a coach that, I kind of like that term. It's kind of like coach. I mean, what do you call it?
It depends on the person, right? I talked to a chimney sweeper the other day and he said, I hate consultants and I hate coaches. And I think that, they're all a sham. And I said, well, think of me as your accountability strategist, right? We're going to strategically map out how you're going to get to these numbers, and then I'm going to hold you accountable for it.
All right. Well, speaking of numbers, since you were so bold to give out your number, why don't you give it to the people listening to this again?
Sure. It's 901-668-8224.
So if you guys are watching this right now, Brent, I think frankly it'd be crazy not to call, but she's saying for free, and that's her number. Brittany, we're doing this to you. I'm sorry, but I think I'd be giving her a call.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, can you imagine going into 2025, a $750,000 company, and knowing you're going to end the year by making minute tweaks in the business, and now you're $1 million business, and you didn't have to go out and knock on doors to try to find more business. You just simply had to make minor changes in the business.
Well, that was $140,000 on 12 strategies. She said there was 52.
Wow. There's like one for every week of the year.
I can't imagine you could do all this in a year. It's just, Brittany, again, not trying to keep you too long. I appreciate you taking the time with us today, but when do you get into all those? I mean, how long do people work with you?
So historically speaking, if they work with me for more than 3 months, they're going to work with me for 3 to 5 years to get these implemented. Wow. And then typically they're going to be a client for life because now they're making more money and their eyes are open to more things and more endeavors, which I can help them do.
Well, I got to tell you, AI is changing the scope of business all the way across the board. And if anybody out there is wondering, well, how do I utilize AI in my business? I would tell you, find somebody who knows how to use AI way better than you and call them. I can't believe you gave them the number here on this right here, but you're brave. So a lot of people watch this. Brent, other thoughts, final thoughts? I'm excited about this, frankly.
No, I like what you just said. Find somebody that knows AI to run AI for you.
Yeah.
I keep seeing this AI challenge or something that keeps coming up, and it's the first 30 days of January of 2025, and they want business owners to take time out of their day every single day of the week to go through AI training.
Oh yeah.
And in 30 days, guess what happens?
They're outdated.
It's outdated.
Outdated. I think that's a good point. So, Brittany, how does yours not end up outdated? I mean, how do you stay relevant?
Well, like I said before, I'm going to be working with hundreds of business owners throughout the year, right? And when we implement a strategy and we start to see the result, I'm going in and I'm updating that so that, again, we can see those numbers increase, because remember, we were very conservative, but it also will update in the AI algorithms for future industry-specific companies as well.
So if you're a business right now, and we talked about this in the beginning, you got competition out there, people that you're competing with, and you're trying to get that edge on, I would say that this probably gives you a pretty good edge over Joe's Plumbing versus Mike's Plumbing versus Tony's Plumbing. The one who's using the AI, you're either going to get told by it what to do, or you're going to be the one telling it what to do. This seems like a smart call.
I think I would be terrified that my competitors were using this and I wasn't.
Well, it's usually the first one to the race is the first one across the finish line. So, hey, Brittany, we really appreciate you coming on. Hopefully you'll come back some point here and share with some of the other success stories. We didn't get into that today, but I was so fascinated. I know Brent was too. We're rethinking our whole plan here at this point. I'm kidding. But we love what we do. We love getting to talk to people like you. We love bringing content like this to business owners like you out there. Maybe you could come back and visit us again and share some of the success stories. I know when you and I spoke prior to the show, you were telling me about this story, that story, and all these different successes that are coming out there. Hopefully this is a success story for you guys as well. Brent, closing thoughts here with GrindWise?
I think we're onto something. We're helping business owners. I love what Brittany's doing. I just think everybody needs to give her a call. I mean, I'm telling you right now, I want to start utilizing this for our companies for sure.
Well, I think she said any business, so.
Yep, 100%. So I think it's great. I think we just keep finding those little things that help the businesses, and we're gonna get people more profitable and more access to capital all the way through.
Well, it's 2025. Everybody's making resolutions. They're figuring out what they're going to do to have that competitive edge. We just brought you another competitive edge here at GrindWise. I'm Earl. This is Brent, and I'd say we're out.